In a somewhat unrelated example, I once did this to an umbrella.
This Troper gave a little girl a popsicle. Kind of felt like throwing up after that.
I often do this accidentally when eating popsicles or lollipops. I always lick and suck them, justified in that it makes you savor the flavor better than just chewing it. I also sometimes lick cups of tasty stuff. I've done this to things like a small cup of sweet chili sauce, actually.
This Troper, when he was a child, loved the texture of bababas and loved eating them in unusual ways. Sliced, mashed, split.
The Nuke will always remember the time when this punk girl was enjoying eating a banana a little bit too much in front of him.
This Troper fails at this. It makes her sad.
This Troper once had his homosexuality called into question over his method of tackling a Choco Taco, carefully crafted to avoid getting ice cream all over himself.
Thanks to nostalgia, this Troper's had a yum fantasy with dumb suckers. If a girl can pull that off with a tiny sucker, that's sexy impressive.
This Troper once used this to torture a girl in his class whom he knew to be a yaoi fangirl. He had a popsicle, strawberry flavored, and yes, it was pink. Swirling his tongue around the tip, even a moan or two. She was 15 minutes late for the next class. Best not to dwell on that, or perhaps I will later in bed.
This Troper is often told she does this purely by accident, usually with any kind of dessert. Look, I can't help being the sort of person who licks ice cream off her fingers as opposed to eating it with a spoon, okay?
This Troper can barely stand this trope in its standard format. It doesn't help that he's pansexual, but when it's something juicy and messy, running down their chin to drip on their chest and shirt, excuse me.
This Troper subverts it hard. He eats his food like Gollum does while looking around skeptically.
This Troper has a rather suggestive way of eating bananas, and he actually gets kind of turned on while doing it.
This Troper really likes fire-roasted stewed tomatoes, straight out of the can. I'll eat them with my bare hands, like eating a ridiculously juicy peach. Unfortunately, this makes me look like a horrific cannibal, since I am filling my mouth with something fibrous and dripping, and also bright red. Not as sexy as the candy cane, really.
Says who?
I'm a boar, the kind that likes to get eaten, and that adds a realm to this that most people don't think about.
Yes, well, that's quite enough information, thank you.
I could stand to hear a little more.